Welcome to the video. In this video, I want to go over The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I don't have the physical copy on me because I gave it to someone and they never read it and they never gave it back. But here's a picture. I'm going to put a picture right there. Unless you're watching this on TikTok, then you won't see the picture, sadly. Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I'm going to give you a story with this, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to use it. When I was in high school and college, I always cared what other people thought. So if my friends wanted to do something and maybe I wasn't up to it, I would do it anyway, not to make them mad. I would always watch myself to make sure I didn't do what was against considered the social norm. That really messed with me. I was always worried about what other people thought. I bought certain clothes and shoes that other people would think I was cool, and yeah, just super nervous kid, and most of us are, I was a very anxious person over small things. And I remember there was one time I was at the beach and we had just gotten there. My friend and I went to the store to get food for the trip. And while we were there were multiple times where something would happen. For example, I wanted this certain pancake mix, but they didn't have it, and I would get super frustrated over it. And my friend just said bro, don't worry about it. There's this other one, and it's the same thing, but it's a little bit better and it's cheaper. And little things like that used to just make me so mad. Over and over. I would just get so upset about dumb things that happened. Um, things didn't go my way. And that's natural. Things aren't going to go your way. And I used to get super, super upset about it. And this actually makes me flash until now to think about a couple weeks ago. I just sat down to start working for the day, and I spilled my water all over my computer and my books, and it seeped over the counter onto the ground, and got on the carpet, and it was on the wires to my computer. Instead of being upset, the first thing that hit me was wow, I am so funny. I'm such an idiot, laughing at myself. I was kind of just wow, I'm clumsy. And I just started, I thought it was funny. I was okay, well, I got to clean this up now. And I feel in that instance, most times, and what I have done up in my entire life up until that point, was that when something like that happened, I would get so enraged. Oh my God, I spilled my water. It's all over the laptop. It's all over my clothes. It's all over the chair and the floor and all my books. And I would get so sad about it and angry. And after reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, it kind of just showed me the concept that that doesn't matter. So basically, this book says that you only have a certain amount of fucks to give, and it's about choosing which fucks to give over the other ones. Choosing which fucks matter to you. And one of the stories that he explained in the book was this old lady, and she's in line in front of you at the cash register or whatever, checking out with her stuff, and she has all these savings coupons, and she tries to use them and they don't work, and she starts yelling at the guy behind the register, and you're why is this lady so upset about that? But if you think about it, she's an old lady. She has a cat at home. Her kids moved out. They don't talk to her, and all she has to do all day is smoke cigarettes and cut up coupons from the magazine, from the newspaper. It's yeah, that's the only thing she has to give a fuck about. So it's kind of valid for her to be mad about that, because that's what she gives a fuck about. I wouldn't say it's valid for her to be. I don't think you should have any there's no reason to ever be mad. It's an emotion. So emotions, they're feelings. You don't really have to act. It's one thing to be angry. It's another thing to yell because you're angry. You don't have to yell. But we tend to do that. We're human beings. We're irrational thinkers. Rational thinkers with irrational reactions a lot of times will make irrational decisions. That's just how it is. And it's this concept of not caring how things go and understanding that you're going to die one day. In which, let me just say this, don't look at it as a morbid, being morbid. It's not a bad thing. You're going to die one day, and that's beautiful, honestly. We're all going to be ashes one day. Marcus Aurelius says in his book Meditations, the guy that will bury you is going to be buried by somebody else, and then that person's also going to get buried. It wasn't exactly like that. It was something along those lines. The point is, everyone's going to die, and if that's the case, then why not fill your time with things that you find interesting and not get upset over little things? I spilled the water. So what, bro? I'm going to die. Instead of sitting here worrying about it, why don't I just get back to it? One of the concepts he goes over in this book to just kind of delineate this idea more is a purpose. And you should walk through life with a purpose, with some form of reasoning for everything that you do. And this has helped me a lot. When I first started the entrepreneurial journey, my self-improvement journey, one of the first things I did was like sit down and think of a purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, you need to put everything aside and stare at a wall for days and days until you find your purpose. Because life with no purpose is like cooking with no heat. That's my quote. Life with no purpose is cooking with no heat. It just doesn't work. You're just mindlessly like walking around doing the same thing over and over and over again. Even though it might not feel the same, it's the same shit. You get up, you go to work, and then on Friday, you get to go out with your friends. Saturday, you get to go out with your friends, and Sunday you're hungover, and then Monday you're back at work. It's the same fucking set of 7 days for 70 years. Okay? Like, do you want to live that way, or do you want to have like a rock star life? And that's not in a social media fan. When I say rock star life, I just mean like you have a life that's worth living. It helps you make the aggregate of things that are important to you and then keep it like that. Those things that are important in line, right? So he talks about finding those things. He also states that really pleasure is not one of those that you should base your purpose around. Pleasure activities are based off of what you can get right now. If I go drink, I'm getting the pleasure of drinking. It's an instant gratification activity. Pleasure is just hedonistic, is like really the simple way of putting it. If you focus all your efforts around pleasure, like you don't actually get anywhere. Whereas if you focus on long-term goals and you focus on joy, which I think is something we can agree is better than happiness. My mentor, when I had this discussion with him, this is what we talked about. It was pleasure, joy, and happiness. And he said that aren't they all kind of the same thing? And I guess he really, really wanted me to like elaborate into it. I don't think he disagreed. He just wanted to see like what I was thinking. So joy is a character trait. Joy is like I'm a joyful person. Okay, you can be a joyful person. Experiencing joy, it just like it's the vocab. It just doesn't sound right. Okay. Over I'm happy. I'm happy versus I'm joyful. Like doesn't it, if that makes sense? Like joyful sounds like a character trait. So joyful is a character trait. Happy is an emotion. Pleasure is a dopamine hit. It's honestly like what I think it is, because you could put pleasure and satisfaction into the same category, and I think satisfaction really helps with the like the dopamine. You see this all the time on social media, right? Like it'll be like a video of like a comedian talking, and like underneath is someone like pressure washing a driveway, and it's like it looks cool because like it's clean. Anyway, it gives you the same dopamine hit. You should not base your purpose around pleasure. And I would also like to add, and this is just me personally, I don't think you should base your purpose around happiness, because you're not always going to be happy. It's an emotion. If you want to be a joyful person, sure, but happiness is an emotion, right? I can be joyful and still upset and sad. I can be sad but joyful, but I can't be happy and sad. Maybe, I don't know. Like maybe you can be happy and sad, but you get my drift, hopefully. So you shouldn't base your purpose around being happy or pleasureful. You should base it around things that you think matter. And in my opinion, I think I want to use the 5 forms of wealth. So money, body, soul, relationships, and mind. And I think your purpose should be based around those things. So like, how can I make money? How can I help the people that I care about? How can I better my health, right? How can I better my mind? And how can I better my relationship with the Lord or with your soul? Then you can find a purpose that's meaningful. Okay. And again, like your purpose, it changes, right? You get older. I didn't like tomatoes as a kid. I love tomatoes. Okay. Like your opinions change, your tastes change. As time goes on, your purpose will change, but you have an aim. There's something you're aiming at. Right now I'm working on this business, but maybe at some point, like my purpose in life was supposed to be that I'm going to be an author. Maybe that's what my purpose is. But right now I'm working on my entrepreneurial goals because that's what I think is important. That's my purpose right now. Actually, let's read it out because it's on my wall. It's important. You should probably write this shit. Reach my fullest potential and make money by providing value. Simple. Provide value, reach my fullest potential. That's my purpose. It's a sentence. It's not like anything crazy. The main portion is I provide value and I reach my fullest potential. And as I keep doing that, then maybe my thing will change. Maybe I'm supposed to be an MMA fighter. Who knows? Okay, but I'll find that out as time goes on. And if I keep reaching my fullest potential and providing value, then I get down. It's like an onion, right? And I peel off the first layer, and then there's the next layer, right? I think he talks about it. I haven't read the book in like a long time, but I just wanted to talk about it. But I think he talks about that in the book. It's like it's an onion. You start out with the first layer, and you slowly peel back the layers of your purpose until you find out what you're supposed to do. Find your purpose. And then once you find your purpose, you have this wonderful ability. You can, from there, stop caring about other shit that's like not around your purpose. It's not written in my purpose, but like I want to provide value, but also like to my family. I want to provide value to my family. What does that mean? Hanging out with them and making money to support them so that my parents can quit their jobs. So hanging out with my family is very important to me. I like seeing my parents. I like seeing my sister. I like getting the family together. That's something that I enjoy. Okay. And that's something that I'm willing to spend my time on. But going out and drinking on the weekends is not something that I'm necessarily willing to spend my time on all the time. Maybe every once in a while it's cool, but for the most part, it's not something I enjoy doing. And in the macro, it's not something that I do. I went out a couple of nights ago, but it was the first time in like a month and a half. I don't enjoy doing it. And even when I was out, I didn't enjoy it. And that's kind of the thing, is like finding those things to enjoy. And then next is saying no, learning to say no. You get an opportunity. And maybe that's not just like someone giving you an opportunity and you saying no. Like, hey, do you want to do X, Y, and Z? And you say no. It could also be saying no to yourself, right? My purpose is to provide value. So if I get the opportunity to steal $1,000 from somebody, I'm not going to do that because I'm not providing value. And so I've said no there. Or reach my fullest potential, go to the gym every day. So then I say no to like the cookie that's on the counter. And the more you say no, the easier it'll be to focus on your purpose and then to stop giving a fuck about other shit that doesn't matter. A lot of things don't matter. And I feel like we spend most of our time worried about things that are very, very superfluous. What's important and what's not important. And that's the whole idea of the book. And understanding that you will die one day and nothing matters. So you can pick and choose what matters instead of letting everything matter. And you'll enjoy life a lot more. That's my message. That's the basic part of the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I hope this video helped you. If it did, let me know so I can make more of these. Again, I've said it before. I'm not here to get a massive social media following. I just want to provide value. It's in my purpose. It's part of my purpose. I said that. I just want to provide value. And if you found this valuable, let me know so I can keep making more of these videos and help you and maybe other people out. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, day, month, Christmas. Merry Christmas. Have a great day.